Libra, what's poppin'? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot. Welcome in here to your weekly tarot reading for the week of the 17th through the 23rd. How are you? Hope you guys are doing great. I do want to say, as always, before we get started, if you're interested in a personal read, check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. Link in the description below if you would like to book me there. Nonetheless, though, here, Team Libra, let's see what's poppin' for August 17th through the 23rd. What do we got coming up here for Team Libra this week? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the week here of the 17th. Team Libra, let's get one last and final shuffle, and we'll see what's coming into play here for you. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Starting out here with the overall energy, we do have here the World card coming in for your week ahead. So World card showing up usually marks the completion of a cycle. Something here has wrapped up, something here has become completed, and we're getting ready here for the next chapter. Starting out here with the current energy, the Star, hello, what it is you're dealing with, the Eight of Swords, and looking at the outcome of the week, we have the Six of Swords. So pretty big energies coming up here, pretty big things happening and shifting for you in your life. It feels like it's a kind of like a life-altering period or a life-altering time for some of you, in the sense of that you've completed a chapter, you're entering a new chapter. It is a chapter here, though, the Star card, that feels in alignment with you. So this feels good wherever you're heading, wherever you're going, whether this is about getting into a new relationship, getting into a new job, moving to a new place. You're starting something that you like, is what I'm feeling for you. You're a little nervous, though, looking at what you're dealing with here. We have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords here says you're in your head about this. You know, there's a part of you that feels a little fearful, a little doubtful if you're making the right choices or the right decisions. But looking at the outcome here, Six of Swords, it's like, I'm going anyway. I'm going anyway. You know, I'm not sure if this is the 100% right choice for me, but I'm going to take the risk here and embrace kind of that inner fool energy and take the next step here into your brand new chapter. So there's some sort of new chapter coming up for you. Tell me about the chapter that closed with the World card. Give me some insight to this chapter. What's ending for you is inconsistencies in fulfillment. Okay, you have here the Two of Swords, you have here the Nine of Cups. So whatever your previous chapter was, or the chapter that's closing out this week, it was a chapter of inconsistency. Maybe an inconsistent person you were dealing with, inconsistent money, maybe it was just an inconsistent living situation, but there was something here that didn't provide the stability you were ideally looking for. Okay, Libra? There's something here that didn't provide the immediate stability that you were searching for, and I think you got tired of that inconsistent energy. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Yeah, you got tired of it. Okay, tell me about the Star card. Why do we have the Star card showing up here? What is this new alignment for Libra? We have the Sun card, the Three of Cups. Whatever this is you enjoy. That's the difference, right? You're going from this lack of consistency to like constantly feeling joy, feeling happiness, feeling excitement, okay? So this new thing you're aligning to moving into the week feels more exciting and more fulfilling than whatever kind of chapter you're closing out here during this time, and it feels good. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. What are the worries and fears showing up here for Libra? Why are there some worries or potential doubts with the Eight of Swords? For the Eight of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles. So the worry here is that you make the changes in your life, and Four of Pentacles says you still hold on, though, to the chapter you closed out. I think a part of you is a little worried about fully embracing this new chapter, because you're like, what if I still hold on to my past? What if I still cling to the past here? That seems to be the fear, but I think you're moving on anyway. Again, with the outcome here being the Six of Swords, feels like you're moving on anyway. I wouldn't be too worried about clinging to the past. It kind of feels to me here, Libra, that you're going to be moving past the past, funnily enough, and you're going to be embracing whatever this new harmonious and joyous chapter of your life is. Yeah, I wouldn't be fearful here. I wouldn't. I feel like either way, you're going to keep it moving forward. Either way, you're going to move on. At the bottom of the deck, we have here the Eight of Cups, which is that card here of leaving that chapter behind and moving forward, you know? So I see you guys going forward here no matter what. Okay, that's what I have here so far for your main situation. Let's get into a couple of different topics. So we're going to take a look here at love. Then we'll take a look here and see what's happening a little bit more personally with you. We'll check in with career. Then we'll close out the video here with an overall outcome. So jumping and diving into love for Libra. Tell me about single Libras here first. What's going on with the single Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout the week here of the 17th. For the singles, Two of Cups came out, Knight of Cups came out, Tower came out. Holy crap. That is a lot. The Two of Cups represents the energy of coming together with someone. Knight of Cups represents the energy of trying to carry the connection forward. But then we have this Tower energy showing up here too. Now, the Tower doesn't mean that maybe, you know, for example, I just want to say Two of Cups, maybe you're a single Libra right now in a situationship with somebody. So I just want to preface, the Tower doesn't mean that that situationship is ending, but it could represent that something's getting triggered, okay? I feel like the Tower is more of a trigger right now. Tell me about the Tower. Why is the Tower showing up here for single Libra? Yeah, Knight of Swords. What's being triggered is you're getting deeper and more deeply connected with somebody, and it does involve communication. It does involve opening up, and that feels a little unsafe, okay? We also have here the Ace of Cups. It's like my feelings are growing stronger for this person. I'm really starting to like them. It looks like a situationship that's starting to move into the direction of a real relationship. So the more serious it's getting, a little more spooked you're getting. I feel like you're realizing I got to open up more to this person. I got to open up more in general, and that just seems to be a really, really fearful kind of feeling. Where's this all heading here for single Libra this week? For this week, 10 of Pentacles came out, which I love. 10 of Pentacles says to me that you're going to jump into this with a mindset of abundance. I don't think you're going to jump into this with a negative headspace. So I feel like, as scary as it feels, you're going to give this situationship a chance. You're going to give this connection a chance to see where it goes. It is scary for it to open up, but it's like, it's time for me to start planting seeds. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles is like, it's time for me to get rooted. You know, Libra, maybe for some of you singles too, maybe you've been single for a while and you're like, you know what? I can't remember the last time I had a relationship. I can't remember the last time I really gave a connection a chance. I got to do it. I got to do it. It's scary, but let's plant the seeds now and let's see where it goes. Okay? So you're going to continue to see where this goes here. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I still see you giving it a shot. Now, jumping into the coupled Libra, what do we got here for the coupled Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, week of the 17th. What's going on here for the couples? Now, for the Libra couples, we have here the Page of Swords coming out, the Four of Wands, and we have here the Three of Pentacles. There's kind of like a fear showing up here of this not working out. Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles. It's like this hidden, what's the word that I'm looking for here? It's like this hesitancy and this worry to fully commit because you're fearful that it's not going to work out, even though things are good. Four of Wands. Four of Wands represents the relationships in a very stable place. It's in a great place between you two right now. But I think that in the back of your head, you're still worried that something here is going to go wrong. It's doing, you know, connection's good. It's feeling good. Things are great. But, you know, things have always gone wrong in the past. What's going to stop them from going wrong now? I feel like you're in a mindset like that. And it definitely calls for a mindset change here for the coupled Libras. Because although you might be used to situations being good in the past, and maybe unfortunately those situations turning sour or those situations turning into something you didn't want it to be, doesn't mean that this relationship is going to be like the same ones you've experienced in the past, you know? Now, on the other hand, if we're constantly calling that energy in, if we're constantly manifesting that energy over and over again, then that's a different story. So you really want to shift your mindset here. You can't keep applying everything that had happened in the past in prior relationships and basically say that it's inevitably going to happen in this current relationship I'm in and in all my relationships, right? When you hold that kind of mindset, that's the kind of energy you're attracting toward you. So I really feel like the best thing to do during this time frame is to let yourself just enjoy this, especially if things are good. Tell me more about the Four of Wands. Yeah, the Temperance, it's healthy. You're in a very healthy connection. You're in a very balanced connection. You're with somebody here, Libra, who cares about you. All right, so for the partnered Libras, you're in a good space. The best advice I can give you for the week is let yourself enjoy it. Stop worrying that this relationship's going to be repetitive and repeat the bad things that have happened in your prior relationships. Just let yourself enjoy it, especially if you're happy. Be present to the moment. Don't worry about a future that doesn't even exist right now. Remember, fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. Fear is not a real reality. It's one we're making up inside of our minds. So stop allowing yourself to lean into that fear because, again, it's false evidence appearing real. All right, so that would be my best advice here for coupled Libras. Let yourself enjoy this during this time. Yeah, instead of being stuck. Hangman card, okay? Don't get stuck and caught up in the cycles of the past. Let yourself be fully present and invested into this relationship, okay? Moving along here forward outside of love, let's take a look here and see what's happening a little bit more personally with you as we navigate through the week. So what's going to be happening here for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. On a little bit more of a personal note, throughout the week of the 17th, Libra, we got here the Page of Cups, we got here the Emperor card. The Emperor card could be a card that represents the energy of control. It could be a card that represents like you're only in control of what you're in control of, but things that are beyond your control is again outside of your control. So I do feel like you're trying to invest your energy in what's in your control this week. This may be about realizing if something's outside of your control, you need to leave it alone rather than trying to control it. Tell me more insight to this Emperor. Yeah, if there are confusing things going on this week, Libra, right now I feel like if you're looking at situations and they feel confusing or they feel undetermined in reference to where they're going, you need to just let things play out. Okay, I think there might be some things happening in your life right now, whether it be relationships you're dealing with, whether it just be your life path, whether it be what's going on at work. There are things that have no certainty right now. And I feel like you're trying to get the answer. Like, what is this going to become? What is this going to be at the end of the day? You want the certain defined answer to things, and you're not going to get it right now. I feel like the universe is trying to say this is the time to just go with the flow. 7 of Cups, let things kind of pan out the way that they need to be. This is not going to be the time to get definites and absolutes. Okay, so that's an interesting message. Take that if it resonates, but it could be resonating to any area of your life, so keep that in mind here too. It's like you want an answer, you want to know 100% where something's going, but you're not going to. This is the part where you have to be in the journey, and you have to surrender to the journey and let it unfold. You're not going to know the outcome. You're not going to know it till you're there. So let yourself surrender to the journey. What else is coming up for Libra? On a personal note, we have here the 7 of Swords and the Hermit. Some of you here, I do think, are starting to feel energies of guilt. The 7 of Swords could be a card that talks about lying, cheating, stealing, but it also could be a card that represents like feeling like you are guilty for something or feeling like there's some sort of self-sabotage here. And the Hermit showing up is the energy of isolation. So I think for some of you, you feel bad about self-isolating. Maybe you have been self-isolating, or maybe you have been isolating from particular people, and a part of you feels a little bit guilty about this. But I feel like it's the reason you're doing it is it's more of a means of self-preservation than anything, you know? I feel like you're starting to isolate yourself for the means of self-preservation because you don't want to get yourself hurt. So some of you guys are pulling back from something before it really gets started as a means to protect yourself. What's the best advice here for Libra regarding that energy? 9 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Maybe realize diving in could grant you an opportunity for this to be a lot better than you thought. 9 of Swords here, Ace of Pentacles. I feel like if you're isolating from something, you should let yourself experience it. Don't stop before you get started. Okay, so maybe some of you guys really want to jump into a certain kind of career space, but you're already letting the fear stop you from applying to the job. Apply to the job, go for it. Give yourself the green light to do things you want to do, even if there are things that scare you this week. Give yourself the green light to do it, whether it's talking to somebody you like, whether it's applying for a job you like, whether it's saying the thing you need to say to that person. Let yourself say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, and don't hold yourself back. Okay? Would be my best advice here for you at this time. Wow. We also have here the Empress, which is the card here of Libra, right? This is your energy. The Empress here says, in order to grow, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because at the end of the day, comfort's what's going to keep you stuck. Getting outside of your comfort zone is what's going to allow you to grow. All right, Libra. Very interesting messages. They're all very different, and hopefully they resonate. Hopefully I'm explaining them, I guess, the way that I'm picturing it and feeling it in my head. I feel like I might not be doing the best job here explaining these messages, so I apologize if I'm not conveying them the way that I want to. But yeah, Libra, there's a lot showing up here about needing to let yourself just experience. You know what I mean? There's this energy of, I just want to know where things are going, how things are happening. I want to know where it's all going to end up. Like, you want to keep worrying about the how, but the universe says stop worrying about the how. Okay, what you want, I will get you, but don't worry about how. So if you want love, universe says I'll get you love. Don't worry about how I'm going to get it to you. If you want money, don't worry about the money or how the money's going to come. It's just going to come. Let the universe do its job. Stop worrying too much about the certainty of how things are going to play out, but instead let yourself completely be invested and submerged into the experience of the journey That's what's going to be most beneficial here to you moving throughout this week. Okay. All right, Libra, let's move forward. Let's take a look here into career. Let's see what's coming up for you. What do we have here for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding career. We did have a Chariot card come out, so it's Cancerian energy. We also have here the Two of Wands, and we have here the Ace of Swords. So some of you are reaching a crossroads in your career right now, and I think that it's about, is this truly for me? Ace of Swords here, Two of Wands here. It's like you're reaching a crossroads of like, is this the job that I want for me? Is this the kind of career space that I want? I do think right now you're kind of in between and you're trying to feel out if this is something you still want, okay? So your thoughts and your alignment to the career you have could be changing. You know, sometimes we dedicate ourselves to a career we love, but sometimes our feelings change over time and maybe we don't want to do that anymore. So I see your feelings about your career changing, and it looks to me like for the future, you're taking the time here to decide if this is what you still want, okay? In terms of where Libra's at currently with their career, should they give themselves the opportunity to explore something new? Four of Cups here and the High Priestess. Yeah, the High Priestess of the Four of Cups literally says, like, don't ignore that intuitive nudge. Like, if you're getting that nudge, if you're getting that intuitive pull to try something different when it comes to career, then that most likely is the right answer. It's like you're getting the nudge, which means this is the right direction for you to go into. So again, if you've been questioning whether or not my career, my job is for me, and you've been getting that nudge to maybe experience something else, let yourself see what else is out there this week. Let yourself go on Indeed or something and look at different types of jobs, or look at different types of things that interest you. Do the research here is what I feel like you're being said to do, called to do. Let yourself do the research and see what happens. Okay, that would be my best advice here for you at this time. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and jump into the overall outcome. What's going to be the overall outcome of this week for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Taking a look here at your overall outcome, we have here the Nine of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of guards up right now. There's a lot of fear coming up. There's a lot of worry. You're closing out a major chapter of your life. You're jumping into something new that you kind of want, or that you do want, but there's just this energy of fear. And you got to remember, fear is nothing more, again, than false evidence appearing real. Don't hold yourself back from just allowing yourself to experience the journey. This is going to be the week of just go with the flow, go with the journey of life. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about the absolutes. Just let yourself be in the journey, and that's all you need to do. And it takes away all the pressure when you simply just allow yourself to be. All right, Libra? So take that how that resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. But thank you for tuning in to your weekly. I appreciate it. Of course, if it resonates, let me know down in the comments down below. If you're new, consider subscribing. I'd be more than happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. Guys, also hit that notification bell to not miss when I upload. And with that being said, Libra, have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, guys. Take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace.